So I got a chance to review the Zidoo X1, and here's my take on it. A device review of the Zidoo X1, and make sure you guys visit Zidoo.tv for more information. Now I'm going to point it out first that the shape of the Zidoo X1 reminds me of a turtle shell, but a very smooth shell. The plastic case silver material on top is a nice touch, but the device itself is really light. There are no markings other than the Zidoo logo, which keeps it very clean. Now as far as the specs, it doesn't really match the design of the case, reason being it's on the lower end side, but we'll take a look at that on the software side later on the video. On the front of the Zidoo X1, you got a remote sensor and the power light when the device is on, which isn't bright at all. Now let's move on to the back of this device. Now one thing I'd like to mention, it's more open and easier to see rather than the front of the X1. Now you got the standard output for an Android device. You got the AV ports, HDMI port, 2 USB, an Ethernet port, and power outlet. Now it is Wi-Fi enabled as well. The bottom of the device has a shimmery glossy casing to it as well, and with grip corner to hold the X1 on the surface. Now the remote of the Zidoo X1 is a bit different design wise. The remote is a bit small but well compact. The buttons are separated very well, and the D-pad in the middle feels natural when holding the remote. Now one feature I like about the X1 remote is the 3 color-coded buttons, which you can designate it to a frequent app you use, so for easier use and access. Visit Zidoo.tv for more information. This has got to be the most impressive launcher I've seen in a while on a device. Everything is right in front of you with easy access in what you want to use. But do keep in mind that it's running Android OS 4.4.2, so it's a little bit old. Zidoo launcher is very clean looking and sleek, just like the casing on the X1, so it matches it as well. Now the apps that are pre-installed on this are Kodi, which is their version, Play Store, Aptoid, EasyCast, and a camera, which I find very weird. And seeing Super SU on the app on it means that they have done some tweaks on the OS side. I do have to mention that I've gotten 2 software updates on the X1, which is great and all, but skeptical as well as it fixes anything that's buggy. Now you have 2 options in installing apps on the X1. You can use the Aptoid with no account or use your official Google account on the official Play Store. There are a few ways to control the X1. You can use your smartphone and download the recommended app called Zidoo RC, or the remote that came with it, which by the way you can customize to certain buttons to the most frequent apps for easier access for you. Earlier I did mention that they have a custom Kodi app. As you saw on the splash screen when launching the app, and the top left corner logo is different. As you can see, the version of Kodi is 14.2 Helix, which is very stable, but would like to see this update to Kodi Isengard recently released. Zidoo has also included their very own repo on Kodi called Zidoo Repo, which by the way is very official in being part of the Kodi community. They have included many popular add-ons from all sorts of devs and repository into one, which is easier for a first-time user of Kodi. There are about 350 add-ons to search through in which one you like. Now here's an example of metadata of movie posters and fan art showcasing that there is no lag on switching or scrolling on your terms. Now let's go ahead and choose a movie trailer to show. Now in choosing this one, as you can see, it's fast in transitioning. Now let's go ahead and choose this video to play. I got a weird caution dialog stating if I want to change the refresh rate to match the video, which I think is very weird, so I chose no. Now the video played almost right away other than the prompt box earlier. Now as you can see, it's actually streaming online 1080p and full AAC audio. Now I'm gonna let it play for a while and start skimming through the video later on. Now as you can see, it barely showed lag at all on the X1 with 1080p streaming. Now, the verdict on the Zidoo X1, well, I think it's on the lower class of the Zidoo products. The unique shape of the build quality of the X1 is great and all, but had a few problems. The remote sensor didn't respond well to the remote at times, and with all the cords plugged in the back, the X1 brought the device slanted up, it being so light. But on the bright side, you got a friendly launcher for the Android OS side and a Zidoo repository included on the Kodi app to help out any new user on Kodi. Now, overall, the Zidoo X1 is a good device, but a hit and miss in my opinion. If you like the video you have just seen, make sure you subscribe to us and like our video at youtube.com/xbmconnect. And make sure you follow us at xbmconnect to all the social medias.